You should know this. There's an animated film that's often considered safe for children. But if you really listen to the story, it slowly shows how a small act of greed can destroy everything. The film is The Lorax, 2012. Adapted from a book by Dr. Seuss. At first glance, the story looks like a typical children's fairy tale about a modern city that is clean and well organized. But there's something strange. There are no trees at all. Everything green in the city is made of plastic. The leaves are fake, the grass is fake, the flowers are fake, and even the air has to be bought. The main character, a boy named Ted, wants to get a real tree to impress the girl he likes. This leads him to meet a mysterious man called the Once-ler, who knows the real reason why their world ended up like this. Long ago, the place was a beautiful forest filled with colorful trufula trees, animals living freely, and nature in perfect balance. Then one day, the Once-ler arrived. At first, he wasn't a bad person, just a poor businessman who wanted to succeed. He discovered a tree, made a product from it, and it sold extremely well. What started as cutting down one tree turned into 2, then dozens, until eventually thousands of trees were cut down with nothing left. That is where the Lorax appears, a small orange creature with only one duty: to speak for the trees. The Lorax does not come to strike or use force. He simply warns that if the forest continues to be cut down, nature will collapse. And if nature collapses, it will not only be animals who suffer, but humans as well. The problem is, the Once-ler always has an excuse: jobs, the economy, progress. Slowly all the trees disappear, the animals leave, the water becomes polluted, and the air turns dirty. In the end, the once living forest exists only as a memory. One of the most striking moments in the Lorax is when, after nature has been destroyed, humans are forced to buy air just to breathe. It sounds absurd, but when you think about it, in today's real world, pollution is everywhere. The climate crisis is becoming more real, and clean air is no longer easy to obtain. The Once-ler eventually realizes his mistakes, but regret always comes too late. All that remains is one last tree seed, and a simple message: unless, it means that nothing will change unless someone truly cares. That is the point where the Lorax stops being just a children's film, because the story is not only about trees but about humans who already know they are destroying something, yet continue because they feel they benefit from it. When connected to the real world, the story feels even closer. Forests are cut down and replaced with industry, supposedly for the sake of the future, yet it is that very future that is being sacrificed. The Lorax is not a film about major crimes. It is a film about small acts of greed that are allowed to grow until we end up living in a neat and modern world while losing the most fundamental thing of all: nature. And perhaps the message is simple: if no one cares about nature, we are only waiting our turn to live in a world without trees.
Thank you, Ted.
We say